Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. It is a not so glorious public holiday. The weather is not as grand as I was hoping, but here we are. It is a Tuesday. It is the public holiday of the 9th, which is Women's Day. And I thought I would tackle today's topic based on the UN theme that they gave for this year, which is gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. So Women's Day historically has always been a big thing, to the point that there's an international one as well. But this is the National Women's Day, and having a theme like this is very, very confusing to me, because personally I feel gender equality is one issue and sustainability is a completely different issue. To literally lump them together in one is a bold move, because we are already struggling with gender equality to the point that America recently had their abortion rights taken away. And if that is not something that's setting women back years, if not decades, it's dividing and bridging that gap and making it even wider for gender equality. So to have gender equality be the literal first part of the sentence, meaning gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow, is already harsh. And then for a sustainable tomorrow, we can barely survive yesterday, struggle to get through today, let alone worry about tomorrow. Because to me, this is twofold. You can't be setting people back and then telling them to look towards the future. Having a child is expensive, and looking only in the context of the abortion laws being taken away, if you have a child, you have a whole extra human being to take care of. And I don't know if you know this, but children are expensive. I have none of my own, and life is already expensive. I mean, wow. I have a baby sister I spoil, but that's because I am a sister. I do not need to pay for a school uniform. I did not have to pay school fees. I did not have to buy stationery. I did not have to make sure she had lunch. She had her basic needs taken care of. That was not my responsibility. And now that she's in university, things are so expensive. But yet you are telling me that a child is now no longer an option. It is a compulsory thing, that if you are pregnant, you have to have this child. Not everyone is willing to do that. Not all children are conceived in good faith and out of love and happiness and want. How dare you do that? And the fact that they are trying, because I understand the context of their word sustainable, they are wanting people to have gender equality so that the future can be more stable. But that is not the case. You can't speak to one without the other. If people are still not being paid equal salaries, if responsibilities aren't being shared equally, if things aren't equal, or at least there is some way to bridge that gap, it's never going to happen. And this is not a criticism towards them. This is a criticism towards society. Society has sustained this unequal norm of people being allowed to, this is your gender role, that is your gender role. And especially in countries with strong cultural or strong roots that come from generations, like having women be in the kitchen, men be out in the field mentalities. That is terribly wrong. And I've had this conversation with a few people recently, where it's about being a human being that can take care of yourself and other human beings. It's not a gendered thing of you are a woman, you have to cook, you are a man, you have to provide. This is, you are a human being, you living on this earth, you need to be able to take care of yourself. You in your own way need to be able to survive. You need to be able to work. You need to be able to earn a living. You need to be able to take care of yourself in the most basic of ways. Cooking, cleaning, earning a living, managing your finances and your home, your household, your space. You are responsible for that. That is not gonna matter when it comes down to the end of the day and you are hungry and you need to eat something. Your gender is not gonna matter. Your role in the outdated norms of society is not going to matter. You aren't going to be able to go knock on your neighbor's door and say, I am a man, I am a provider, you are a woman, I need food, go cook. She will most likely laugh at you and slam the door in your face and maybe get you kicked out of your apartment complex. You cannot do that because you need to be able to take care of yourself. And that is something that infuriates me because people still perpetuate that, and I cannot. I refuse to deal with that. So I can't. And there are so many strong females that have come before and paved ways and means and hows for the modern woman. And the fact that old people, and I'm talking my parents, my grandparents, they still believe and encourage, which really works my nerves, because they encourage finding someone to be with. Excuse me, we have very well established I don't care about such things. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet and know that I'm capable and comfortable on my own before going out into the world and trying to find someone. And a lot of people are like, but aren't you going to be lonely? I have family, I have friends, I have a house of my own. Like, I don't need other people's expectations and their timelines rushing my own. I don't care. I stay in my lane, I mind my business, I drink my water, and I move on with life. I don't need those kinds of things. And a lot of people do not see it that way. A lot of people bow down to these societal norms. And my thing is, I'm not gonna judge anyone for their choices. I might side-eye, but I'll be quiet about it. But for the most part, I'm not going to judge you for your choices. If your choice is to be a housewife and be happy in that role, cool, as long as you have an understanding. Because case in point, a cousin's friend literally decided to live like a Mormon with her husband and her 5 children. They don't have a lot of technology, they do things the very old school way. Everything is practically out of a 1600s novel where she has cloth nappies for the children and those types of things. And she cooks, she cleans, she raises the children, she teaches them things. Like, it's very, very old school, but it's something her and her husband have agreed to and how they raise their children. She is happy being in that situation, and if she continues to do so, cool. That is by her choice. She wasn't sold to this man and is now in a situation. She was not forced into it. That was her choice. There are also women who choose to not be in relationships, to not get married, to maybe live with a partner but never officially marry them or have children. And that, once again, is a choice. And my thing is, as long as it is your choice, we are cool. Like, do you, but have it be by your choice and your own wants, not through other people's and society's norms and by comparison. Especially when it comes to social media, we compare a lot. Don't. It's not worth your sanity to do that. Just do not. So, Women's Day, I think my mood matches the weather. It's a bit drab, it's a bit dreary, it's a bit dark. The UN's theme, I'm not impressed by it. I'm not wanting to rally behind it and go for it because, once again, gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow, not the best theme in my eyes. We have a lot of ground to cover for gender equality, and adding sustainability into it in their context, which is to make things better for the future generation of women coming, is not a good idea at this point in time. We need to focus on just gender equality. You can't make it a woman's problem to look towards the future when they are still being dragged back, kicking and screaming. I'm all for gender equality, but this theme is not for me. And we do have places that are trying to make things better for women, but as long as we still live in a world that advocates and encourages old school mentalities of subservience and servitude, I cannot. That is, I think, where I'm going to end it today, because I feel like I have been ranting and it has not been good. I'm all for Women's Day. And I am going to enjoy my day. So I don't know why this came out so somber. I'm currently house sitting for my cousin for today and the next couple of days. I will be working, so it's not really much of a holiday, but the change of scenery is the best. I love house sitting for them. They have a cat. It is awesome. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I hope the world gets better. Because honestly, we are in August. We are in 2022. We have survived COVID. Like, this should be a minor issue by comparison, and I hope in the next 100 years it does change. Because I fear for humanity if this is how we keep going. We've gotten over so many things, and this is just another one of those hurdles. But getting over it in the first place is gonna be a Herculean task. So, fingers crossed. That, I think, is all I'm going to say. I'm going to end it there, cut off the negativity and move on to the positivity. I'm going to put on a woman's playlist, and that is going to lead me to the song of the week, which is Whitney Houston's I'm Every Woman. Is that her song? Hold on, let me check. Yes, Whitney Houston did sing it. Shaka Khan actually did the original version, I think 10 years prior or something like that. But yeah, so that is my song of the week, the Whitney Houston version. We back into the swing of things. So let's keep it going. That is it from me. Remember, keep being a better being, as in a human being, because that's all we are. There are so many labels and things people have these days, but at the core of it, we are all human beings. I'm done. I'm out. Enjoy your day. Love you. Bye.